Good morning, everyone. This is Ann Miller French with Angelic Hands. I am streaming live on my two Facebook pages and also on my YouTube channel for Angelic Hands. So, hello and welcome. If you're just finding me for the very first time, I am the owner and founder of Angelic Hands. I started this practice back in early 2016 based on another significant season of change that I was going through in my life at the time. It actually started earlier than that. And truth be told, my holistic wellness journey started back in the early 90s based on another significant chapter in my life. So if you're just hopping on, if you want to say a quick hello, I am being guided to share some information that's coming through from the guides today regarding stepping into the unknown. I've had a lot of information that's been coming through the past few days, various uh, souls that have been coming through, and also a reminder to me of what my role is, what my mission is, and getting the information out there and connecting with whomever it is that needs to hear this message today. So I wear many different hats. I'm a quantum life coach, a psychic, and a medium. I'm an empath and intuitive, author. I work with light language healing, Reiki therapy. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and quantum energy healing. So a lot of different things. Do coaching, energy healing, mentoring, you name it. So yeah, wow, this has been quite an interesting week. So I'm just going to. Um, I always come in with a heartfelt intention that whatever messages are meant to be delivered, they're going to come through today. So I'm just going to go with the flow and um, share the information as it comes through. So stepping into the unknown. You may be going through some significant changes in your life right now, or there's new things coming in, but you're not quite sure what your next steps are. What I was hearing this morning is more information is forthcoming. Walk forward, have courage, like allow your faith to be bigger than your fears. If you're being tested right now, you're being triggered right now, this is the time to really, um, I'm just going to be quite blunt as far as how I'm hearing the information. Own your own stuff, own your own shit. If you feel like you got a shit show going on right now, part of my French, but good morning, Roseanne. Um, Sit with it and start looking at what parts of self are trying to get your attention. Shadow work is so important. Breath work is so important. Do a daily check-in with yourself first thing in the morning. Like even ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? What's coming up for me? What state of being are you in? And what's trying to get your attention? And um, it's remembering to be grateful for all things big and or small and moving forward. And if there's something going on with your nervous system, if you go into a trigger, it can take you into, a bit of a PTSD episode, post-traumatic stress disorder is what I'm talking about. I know wholeheartedly about that. I continue to work through my own stuff. And um, triggers are actually blessings in disguise, and it's an opportunity to look at those places. Look at those things that are coming up for greater healing. So. Uh, Depending on where you're at in your journey, it's going to look different, it's going to feel different for each and every one of us, but it's just continuing to move forward and um, really get an understanding of how to navigate with these current energies. And it may feel new, it may feel different, or you're not sure how to operate from day to day. I'm going to be honest, this is new for each and every one of us. But the more that you have that state of remembrance, the more that you trust, you surrender, you go with the flow. Things are going to start to make more sense. Things are going to click. I have really been noticing where am seeing more of like being in various dimensions. So, if you feel like you're losing your mind, you're not. You're right on time, and these changes are normal. We're shedding old things, old ways of being, old patterns, stuck yucky stuff that's been there for a long, long time. And a big part of this work, like I said, it's that shadow work, being there, being your own superhero for your little girl, your little boy within, and having that dialogue that is so important. I mean, that's really been coming up to the forefront for each and every one of us. And depending on what's been there for quite some time, it's continuing to dive in and dive into those layers. The other thing that was coming through today is now this is metaphorically speaking, all masks are off. So you were literally seeing what's coming up, you as you are, other people as they are. And, as I mentioned in other lives, we didn't come here to judge each other. We're all going through our own stuff. We're being advised, like I said before, to own our own stuff, own our own shit, work through it. It's not fun at times, but as you work through it, you love those aspects of self. You start to feel whole again. Things start to make sense again. You understand the lesson behind it. You understand um, the reasoning behind things, or you know where you're being guided, even if it doesn't make sense in the exact moment. Keep moving forward, not taking someone else's state of being personally. Again, everyone outside of us is a mirror. So if you're triggered by someone, or if you find that you're having a reaction, or you're finding that you're upset, or you're finding that it's almost like somebody rattled your cage, take the time and have that dialogue with self and say, okay, this is an opportunity to look at what's coming up, and spending some time um, taking that deep breath in, exhaling that air out. Do that a few times if you have to. Get your nervous system back online, and being there for yourself, and not getting caught up in the loop. The downward spiral is the best way that I can explain it. So the guides are really saying, they're stressing that don't take someone else's behaviors, their actions personally. It truly has nothing to do with you. It's more a reflection of what's going on with them. But at the same time, um, if you're not in a space of neutrality with someone else's behaviors, with someone else's, whatever's coming up, their emotions, if they're triggering you, like, it is an opportunity, and I'm going to use that word a lot, opportunity to dig deeper, find those pieces that are missing. And it's been interesting these last couple of weeks. Just like parts of me. I actually, when I work with my wounded inner child, so when I talk about the wounded inner child, that's the our alter identities, if you will. So that's the ego part of self, the human mind, like that chatter, and the part of us that likes to self sabotage. Try to bring us down into old patterns. And that's what I was hearing today. Don't fall back into old patterns. If you've worked through something, just realize it as that it's an old pattern. Um, stand in front of the mirror. I did that myself, and I said, "I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for the changes that you're making. I'm so proud of you for not giving up, moving forward." Because when you're getting closer and closer to the next steps and what it is that you're going to be guided to do, what it is that you're going to be shown, whatever those steps are, whatever that clarity is, that that there's something that you may be asking for, more information will be coming through, but you got to make space in this vessel. We're all made up of energy, so making space to receive the information. If you're all bottled up with up to the brim with no space, it's going to make it a lot harder to receive that information. So, doing what you need to do for self-care practices. It's an act of self-love, taking time each and every day. For me, it varies. Yesterday, it was doing some light language and visiting the chiropractor and sitting in a hot sauna. And I enjoyed every moment of it. It helped to bring up some of those things that were still like just were ready to be released. Even saying the words to yourself, I'm ready to release this now. I'm ready to let this go now. I'm ready to acknowledge this now. I'm ready to heal this now. I'm ready to look at this now. And having the confidence and the courage and going in. And again, knowing that we're going to see all kinds of stuff, not only in our own personal environment, but different things that we're seeing with the world and with the collective, and anywhere, anything that was hiding, it's all being brought out to see it. It's coming up, to see it, to acknowledge it, to heal it, to love it, not to bypass it. So I'm really, really getting, that coming through loud and clear. So there were other channeled messages that I shared on my Instagram accounts, as well as I shared a podcast this morning. So all those different links to the different things, as far as any messages that I'm sharing that are coming through. Um, if you go to my contact page on my website, ReikiAngelicHands.com, you'll find the direct links to all of that information. See what resonates with you, discard the rest. I don't take it personally. I'm simply sharing what's coming through and really trying to do my part to be of service, continuing to work through my own stuff and be here and hold space for my clients that I work with on a continuous basis. So just know that you're not alone in this journey. Continue to take, even if it's just one step forward, take a step forward each and every day, doing something where you're stepping out of your comfort zone and trying different things, and follow where you're being guided. Like, trust the guidance of your heart. Really, really sit with that. And with the rise of the divine feminine, it's that nurturing, it's that love, it's the um you know th- where she has the visions as far as what she wants to create, and creating that safe space within. If you've got this tug of war going on inside between your masculine brain and your feminine brain, or something's not balanced, it's time to bring things into harmony, bring things into balance. Because if you've got a war going on within, you're going to see stuff that you're not going to like outside of you. But again, that's just, it's an opportunity for greater healing. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, definitely compassion and empathy. Everyone is going through something. You know, even, you know, I've been completely vulnerable about that and transparent about that, and really taking more of those action steps to share more of that information as I'm being guided to just No mask, no filter, just be here and share the information and really holding not only loving space for myself, but for others. And if you feel like you have this unexplainable feeling, like you feel like, I really feel like I need to go to this place today or reach out to this person or do this thing. And if it feels good from this space, follow that, honor that. It's those subtle whispers, those subtle nudges, those subtle, almost like you feel like you're being moved forward. I really felt that back in 2015 and early 2016 when I was being guided to completely step out of my comfort zone, do something that I had never done, at least in this lifetime. And that was starting my own holistic wellness practice. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know a damn thing about starting a business, but I'm grateful that I followed that. And looking back at this journey and everything that I've learned and all the amazing people that I've been able to connect with, it's that exchange of energy. So it's been an amazing journey, and I'm grateful for every part of it. I'm grateful for all the rock bottoms. I'm grateful for all the lessons. I'm grateful to be able to, just be here and share this information and know that had I not followed my heart, going back to the early 90s, I talk about this in previous shares, I literally would not be sitting here today connecting with each and every one of you. So I'm glad that I made those changes, as painful as they may have been at the time, and continuing to work with the stuff that comes up. Oh, thank you, Nikki. And my heart goes out to you, to Roseanne, and anyone else that's catching me on the live and or later on the replay today. So just do a check-in with yourself, check to see, how am I feeling today? Get some extra rest if you can when you need it. You know, it's really learning how to navigate with these energies. Take those bursts of energy when you get it, and when you feel inspired to do something, share something, take advantage of that. Like, do it, because there's going to be times where you're going to be called to take a step back, and if that's taking a nap or doing some extra self-care, um, reaching out for some help and support, whatever that looks like, just riding the wave, as they say. So being more in flow, alignment, surrender, that's, and just continue to work through those shadows and not being afraid, to look in the darker crevices and whatever it is that's coming up that's trying to get your attention. Those are the parts that, and what I'm hearing right now is those are the parts that needed the most amount of love right now. So I'm sending each and every one of you love. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you.